I opened up the Jewish Tribune, and lately the here and there has become bigger and bigger. The gaps between the lines seems to be less to write about. But one of the most biggest surprises I get in the Tribune is about the here and there thanking Michal Lobenstein of Wargrave Avenue for arranging the dustbins from Tottenham, which is my road. Michal Lobenstein, I'm very sorry to say, Mr. Joe here and there, did not do anything about the dustbins in Tottenham. One of the first people, and one of the people who did everything for the dustbins, today you don't need to do nothing, it automatically comes, but one of the first people to organize this for the dustbins was Michael Posen. He asked them to do the collection years ago, and he was the person who introduced this system to the Tottenham municipality. Your son, Michael, did nothing whatsoever about this. The second thing I'm very surprised is he was very somebody going out from the Board of Deputies. It seems to be that Joe Levenstein, the author of Here and There, is still very upset that the Frummer's Orthodox people have left the Board of Deputies. When will you learn, Joe, that we have nothing to do with United Synagogues? If we mix with United Synagogues, then we would become diluted, the same as the Jews of Holland and other places who became diluted, and there's nothing left of them. The only reason there's a Kedassia today and there's a Haredi community here in Stamford Hill is because we did not mix with them. And Rav Padva years ago said already, we cannot mix with United Synagogues. We have nothing in contact with them. They don't want the same things as we want. The same really is to say for the Zionist organizations. We have nothing to do with the Zionist organizations. The Zionist organizations' aim was to eradicate Yiddishkeit. This is quite clear. That was their aim. That they didn't succeed was only through the help of the Rabbeinu Shloim, who had Rachmanus on Klal Yisrael and saw that there would be no survival of his Yiddish race. There would be no Meniche Tefillin. There was no Lomde Torah. It's not through any Gedolim. It's through Mamish the Eibish, putting in all the effort, pulling out all the stops, that the Freie were not Matzliach. But the aim of the Freie was not to support the Frumme and give us rights. The Freie gives us no rights whatsoever. They shouldn't be upset when we get people who are completely so far against the Freie, that they against the secular Jews, that they can go and demonstrate with the Arabs together. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, because the Freie, the secular Jew, has never cared about Yiddishkeit, has never cared that we Frummas should survive, and that's the reason these people go and demonstrate with the Arabs. I'm not saying it's right. I wouldn't say it is right, because there are things you can't do, even though these secular Jews are not right. But the secular Jew hates the Frummer Jew. We do not want anything to do with them. The secular Jew, the English Jewish people, have never cared for us Frummers. They called us the refugees after the war. They looked down upon us. They didn't give, after David, the Jews could come here and survive the war. They wouldn't help the Jews, the Orthodox Jewish people. Dr. Shempel had a tremendous battle. I still remember how Rabbi Dominitz told me how he was a year in some place, I don't know if it was a year or quite a long time, he was by some Goyish family, or not Orthodox family, in Leeds, or I don't know where he was, and he begged the Rabbeinu Shloim, I'm the only survivor of my family, take me out. And Rabbi Dominic said, that's why I've always gone for Geld. That's why Rabbi Dominic always went for money. He once told a fantastic story. He says, you look at this Dominic as a crackpot. Really nuts. He runs around all the time raising money to help Jews survive and be Frum and Orthodox. Why do I do this? And he said that I've now come, he was, I think, he was in his 80s, I think so. I don't know how old he was. But he said that he said to the Rabbeinu Shloim, I'm here in this forsaken place by some not Orthodox people, I think it was, in Leeds. And if you take me out and you let me get back to a place where it's Torah, Yerushalayim, and I'll learn, and I'll be able to study in Yiddish, all my life I will run from funds and will make people balad shuvas. And thank God, Zukta, I've kept this promise to Rabbi Shloim. I've had ups and downs in my life. I've gone up and down in Panusa, in family life, Rishpucha, my wife wasn't well, this thing's happened. But I've always kept my word to the Rabbi Shloim, and all my life I've gone to raise funds for this charitable organization. So Joe, we have no shaykhs with the board of deputies. Rav Padova said we have nothing to do with the board of deputies. We don't want anything to do with them. So please stop writing about them in the column, which I think you shouldn't be. You should retire from here and there in the Jewish Tribune.